Back in the early 2000s, designer brands were all about luxury. Buying designer items came with a status and a very clean-cut image. Back then, fashion was a lot different than it was now. But in today's world, it seems that fashion has changed tremendously. And basically, it's like this. Looking poor is cool, but only if you're rich. See, if a homeless person was wearing clothes that were distressed and dirty, he would be treated poorly. He might even be denied access into public places. But when celebrities and designer brands make distressed clothing, then it gets praised. And with vintage and grungy fashion being a huge trend right now, people are paying upwards of $500 to $1,000 for pieces that literally make you look homeless. But what if I told you there's been 2 specific designer brands that have been caught stealing from the same homeless man? And when the media found out, this exploded. And right before this homeless man was supposed to have an interview with Vogue magazine, he disappeared off the face of the earth forever. This is the story of the homeless man who inspired Balenciaga and Vetements. All right, we're back, baby. I told you guys we're back. Every Wednesday, every Sunday, you guys know the drill, we're back. And I told you we're coming for that 1 million plaque, baby. And hopefully you guys enjoy. My videos have been doing really well recently, so thank you guys for all the support. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it, baby. So once upon a time, there was a man named Slavik. And Slavik was very well known in the specific area in Ukraine for his distinct taste in fashion. Despite being homeless and 55 years old, he never let this get in the way of his outfits and his personality. You see, a lot of people who are into fashion say that they like expressing themselves by what they wear. It's like making a statement without saying anything. And Slavik did just that. And so much that it actually caught the attention of a local photographer, Yurko Diakashin. I think that's how you say it. One day, he was walking around central Lviv in Ukraine, which for those of you who don't know, this is like a really popular area in Ukraine. There's lots of shops, events, lots of tourists go here. And one day, Yurko ran into Slavik, this homeless man that had this crazy taste in fashion, right? Yurko was very amused by Slavik's taste in fashion and his self-expression, so he began making this into an art. And Yurko, being a photographer, he liked to showcase different imagery with his photos, and he thought there might be something cool with this little project with Slavik. And so this photographer, Yurko, just started taking pictures of Slavik with no real reason to. He just started taking pictures of him. And Yurko himself stated that he first noticed Slavik while wandering around Kyiv. What struck me the most wasn't his clothes. It was his confidence. He carried himself like a model walking down a runway, even though it was just him navigating the streets of the city. And after hanging around Slavik and seeing him just about every day in this town, he was mesmerized by the personality and the outfits, and Yurko decided to do something with the photos that he'd been taking. So he made Slavik an Instagram account called Slavik's Fashion, where he began posting over 100 photos of Slavik's fashion every single day. From the years 2011 to 2013, he captured over 100 photos of Slavik and posted them pretty much every day. And Yurko, the photographer, stated that each day brought something new. Different outfits, different hairstyles, different colors. Everything was very carefully curated. Even in the winter months, his outfits were a work of art. It wasn't just random clothes put on to stay warm. And it wasn't long before people started to notice. Slavik's Instagram page started to go viral, and Slavik began to grow a fan base from around the world. But Slavik himself, he didn't care. People would recognize him on the sidewalk because he was homeless, and pretty much everybody who ran into Slavik said that he was a man of mystery, including Yurko the photographer. And after his rise of fame on social media, people had so many questions. Who is this guy? Is he actually homeless? Like, what is going on? Who is Slavik? What's his last name? Where does he get these clothes? Who's the photographer? Like, what's going on here? But you see, Slavik didn't really care to answer these questions. And this is a quote about Slavik, actually. They said, "He's mostly to himself. He's a man of complete mystery. He does not carry a lot of baggage, nor does he rummage in trash cans. He doesn't talk to other homeless people, and other homeless people don't come up to him." Slavik never wears the same clothing, which is very strange for a homeless man. Besides him changing his outfit every day, sometimes twice a day, he would occasionally change his hair and his beard, and he would even shave his armpits. And surprisingly, he had good hygiene for being homeless. And a lot of people asked, how is this possible with him being homeless? Literally, nobody knew the answer. And with his social media page going viral, people only had more questions. Is there a hiding place that he knows about that nobody else does, where he puts his clothes or where he lives? Yurko even said that he kept a secret of where his home was. Slavik apparently roamed the streets and asked people for change, but he wasn't annoying about it. And Yurko, the photographer, is just about the only person that really got to be around Slavik, but never really got to know him very well because of Slavik being very to himself. But basically, people said that it's essential for Slavik that nobody ruin or interfere with his internal peace. And And Yurko, the photographer, stated that certain days it was very challenging to take pictures of him, said that some days he just didn't want to, and the photographer also stated that it was almost impossible to arrange days for photo shoots. But soon after he started to gain a following and go viral across social media, designer brands started to take notice, especially Balenciaga. You see, as times of fashion changed from a very luxury, clean-cut image in the early 2000s, fast forward to around the 2014 to 2016 era, and this is when grungy fashion started to come about. Celebrities started to dress homeless. People like Shia LaBeouf, Kanye West, Travis Scott, I mean, even Justin Bieber. It became the hottest trend in fashion to look homeless or look dirty or have that grungy look. So Balenciaga started using Slavic for inspiration for their runway pieces. Yes, I'm being 100% serious. I don't know if they thought they could take advantage of him because he was homeless, but Balenciaga and this other brand that I'm about to talk about, they never once gave Slavic credit. And I don't know if you can tell by some of these pictures, but it's pretty obvious where they got their inspiration from. And fans of Slavic started to notice this, and thousands of his followers began to start an uproar. And that was Balenciaga was literally ripping off Slavic's fashion and not giving him credit, not paying him. And this could have very greatly helped him get out of the situation that he was in. And due to this big viral uproar of all of his fans going crazy, and it started getting traction, and this even got the attentions of one of the most prestigious fashion magazines ever, and that is Vogue magazine. And Vogue actually expressed interest in Slavic and began reaching out to anybody and everybody that could get a hold of Slavic, including locals around the city of Ukraine. Vogue even tried to get in contact with the photographer, and during this time, thousands and thousands of articles were being published online about this homeless guy who is inspiring designer brands, Slavic. And right when Slavic's story began, it ended. In January 2013, Slavic disappeared off the face of this earth. Yurko, the photographer that would see him every day, he stated that he tried everything to find him. He began checking homeless shelters. He checked all the spots that Slavic had hung out at. He posted online, and he even posted flyers around the city of Ukraine. And regardless of his popularity across social media, nobody ever saw him again. He was gone. And for almost a decade, it kind of went quiet. That was until Vetements dropped their Spring-Summer 2023 collection. And it was very, very obvious that 10 years later, after the disappearance of Slavic, Vetements completely ripped off Slavic and his outfit. And they didn't try to hide this either. It was almost intentional. And so 10 years later, the photographer Yurko, he fired back up the Instagram again. But this time he was tired of it. Yurko began posting all of the times that Balenciaga and Vetements were ripping off Slavic's fashion. Like if you go on this page today, there is hundreds of pictures on there of Slavic being compared to other designer brands. And it's almost identical. Like some of the pictures, it's like, I could see it, like maybe. And then some of the pictures are literally a complete carbon copy ripoff of what Slavic was wearing. And when Yurko, the photographer, started running this Instagram page again almost 10 years later, this re-sparked the conversation and the popularity of Slavic. And today, currently, the page has over 70,000 followers. And every day, fans are finding new ways that designer brands are ripping off Slavic. And there's countless examples. And never once has Balenciaga or any of these other fashion brands gave Yurko, the photographer, or Slavic any credit or any financial compensation. I mean, I understand that you have to be inspired to make art, but a lot of these are just too close to be called inspiration. And today, it's pretty clear that Slavic's influence was greater than just fashion. It was about originality. Anyone can buy the outfit, but not everyone can put it on. But what I mean by this is fashion is not all about expensive price tags and labels. Fashion is about self-expression. Slavic created this story of paving your way and not just following trends. And in today's world, I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of copy and paste styles and a lot of copy and paste outfits, like specifically people that wear jorts and sambas everywhere. I'm guilty myself. It's the same style. And nowadays, grungy fashion has become the most popular thing ever. Like brands are legitimately selling clothes that look dirty. Like Nordstrom, Acne Studios, Balenciaga, the list goes on and on. Slavic inspired this. But the part that gets me is that regardless of his worldwide popularity, there's hundreds of fan pages online, there's stickers of him around the world, and fans even Photoshop him on the covers of magazines. Slavic's face is out there everywhere, worldwide. And right now, he's the most viral he has ever been. I mean, a few months ago, I made a short video about Slavic on my Instagram that did over 1 million views. But since 2013, nobody has ever heard of him or seen him ever again. And some people say that it's a conspiracy, that maybe these designer brands had him wiped off the face of the earth. And that pretty much concludes today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. A lot of these stories take a lot of time to research and also find all these pictures and clips and all kinds of stuff, but I do it for you guys. I love you guys. I love making YouTube videos again. Show some love and help me get that 1 million follower plaque. I need that. And that being said, guys, follow my Instagram right here. I post on there pretty much every day. All the videos that don't make the cut for YouTube, I post as short form on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all that kind of stuff. And that being said, guys, we'll see you either next Wednesday or Sunday. I don't know exactly when this video is gonna go up, but I love you and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.